or the body?
1932, Brookville steel body, original chassis. 36 Ford rear end with quick change. 36 ladder bars. 37 LaSalle transmission. 36 Ford wheels, Lincoln caps.
Oh, these trunk hinges, what are they from, Tony?
37 humpback, I believe.
Right.
Ford.
And the gas cap's a newer piece?
It's a newer piece, yeah. Sand casted.
Yeah.
Model A seats. Original 32 dash, steering wheel.
And the windshield, is that a 3-inch?
3-inch chop.
3-inch chop, not a 2, which is more common. 3 inches are a little harder to get, especially when you're dealing with, these are stainless steel, correct?
Yeah.
And usually they're just steel, chrome plated. And these lower stanchions are also cast stainless steel, investment cast, like a piece of jewelry, which is really nice. Now, here's the beauty of this, the whole thing. Very unique engine.
1946 Cadillac, 346 cubic inch, Cyclone aluminum heads, Frank Burrell, 2-deuce intake, 2 new Strombergs. It was out of a limo actually years ago. It was actually in a hot rod in Cape Breton in the 50s, and found the motor and had it rebuilt.
And that's the unusual thing. Like, a lot of people would look at this engine and say, oh, that's a Ford flathead, or that's a old Mercury flathead.
Yeah, no one knows
But
it's Cadillac.
yeah, it's Cadillac, and one of the real big giveaways would be your exhaust.
It's out the top, which is kind of unique.
Yeah, and that's what really threw me for a loop, because it's just so different. Now, the Cyclone heads, are there many sets of those heads around in this world?
No, there isn't. They're expensive, but the fella actually had a few sets, new old stock, and he machined them for me.
Right.
Very unique. There wasn't very many companies making speed parts for Cadillacs, so
Yeah.
hard to find.
Yeah, most of the speed companies back in the 50s would have been like making parts, speed parts, or performance parts for Ford or Mercury flatheads. And then when overhead valves engines came out, then companies started gearing up for speed parts for whatever engine it might be at the time, out of Oldsmobile or Chevy, Hemi, yeah. Yeah.
Cadillac, even the overhead valve.
Yeah.
So it's 44 juice brakes.
Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Yeah, 44 juice brakes in the backing plates.
They're chrome. They were actually chromed back in the 60s when they were never ever on a hot rod. And
Wow.
I found them.
And this axle is what I call, it's not a store-bought item. Somebody actually, he didn't drop. Yeah.
It's actually a Model A axle. It's a Dago axle.
Right.
Dropped by Ed Stewart in San Diego in the 50s. So
Oh my God!
that was
And
off a 32 500 coupe that was in New York, and the guy drove it from New York to Edmonton. Put all new stainless polished front end under it, and I bought his Dago that he didn't want, so it worked out pretty good.
now that is a lot of history right there, because anybody into hot rods or axles and so on would really know who Ed Stewart was. And if I'm remembering right, Ed Stewart was really one of the pioneers of dropping axles, wasn't
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah, with the power hammer, especially, was his trademark.
he? Right.
It wasn't heated and stretched. It was beat with the power hammer. So
Wow.
all the marks are still there.
Oh yeah, I see the little inclinations into the metal, and that's I guess in today's world you might look at that as well, you know, maybe it should have been heated and put in a forge or something, but it's held up all this time.
The axle isn't perfect, and it's
Yeah.
still one hand on the wheel.
Yeah.
110 clicks down the road. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something to be said about old ingenuity and old. Now the lever action shocks.
Those are British. They're MG from what I can gather. I'm not sure how old, but
Right.
they're 50s, 60s.
And they work just fine. I mean, lots of guys are using these lever action shocks because you can rebuild them, and they work just fine. You know.
Unique, a little more. A little
Yeah,
different than just a
yeah.
group shock.
Yeah.
Unsplit 32 wishbone.
Oh, that's sort of unusual. You know, most guys are splitting their bones and putting them out on the edge of the frame rail, and you've kept it like it would have been probably just back in the day.
Yeah, it's just a stock car. It's just 4 inches lower in the back and a little bit 4.5 in the front. Undropped stock cross member in the front.
Even your batteries in the stock location, eh? Or is that? I forget. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I messed up on that. But
I tucked it under there. Original firewall, original hood, original grill, insert.
it's it's truly amazing. And this I've actually heard this car running and going, and it's just tickety boo. I mean, this engine is just right up there. It's up to snuff, absolutely. So yeah, thank you for your time, Tony. I appreciate it. We're out at Gaudets Hot Rods in Milford, Nova Scotia.